What happens when one of the biggest basketball stars in the world shows up to an NBA game not as a player and not even as a fan, but as a photographer? That's exactly what happened when Caitlin Clark arrived at an NBA game this week with a credential, a camera, and absolutely zero hesitation. And when she posted the photos online afterward, the internet completely lost its mind. So here's a question for you. Is Caitlin Clark better at basketball or photography? Drop your answer in the comments. It was Wednesday night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. The arena was packed because the Los Angeles Lakers were in town to face the Indiana Pacers. Big names were everywhere. LeBron James was on the court, and Luka Doncic was also in the building. It was the kind of night where the spotlight is already massive. But somehow Caitlin Clark still managed to steal part of it. Instead of sitting courtside or watching the game like a normal guest, Clark was down on the baseline with the working media. She had a camera in her hands, a photographer's vest on, and full credentials to work the game. She wasn't there just to watch. She was there to actually do the job. The Indiana Pacers invited Caitlin Clark to be a guest photographer for the night. This wasn't just a quick publicity stunt. She was genuinely shooting photos during the game alongside professional photographers who have been doing this for years. And surprisingly, she did really well. After the game, she posted her photos online and wrote just 4 simple words. "I kind of cooked." It wasn't a nervous caption, and it wasn't overly humble. It was just calm confidence, and honestly, it matched the quality of the photos she took. The images were clean, sharp, and perfectly framed. They looked like shots taken by someone who had spent years learning sports photography. Some of the most impressive pictures she captured were of LeBron James. Clark managed to photograph him both in action and in quieter moments. Between plays, a few of the photos were edited in black and white while others stayed in color, giving the set a professional look. When she posted the photos, she added another caption that quickly went viral. She wrote, "The King, shot by me." It was short, confident, and completely on brand for Caitlin Clark. There was no nervous energy or disbelief in the caption. It was simply a statement, and fans loved it. Meanwhile, LeBron James had a great night himself. He finished the game with 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, just 1 assist away from a triple-double. The Los Angeles Lakers eventually won the game 137-130. While LeBron was doing his thing on the court, Caitlin Clark was right there documenting the action with her camera from the baseline. The reaction from around the sports world was immediate. After the game, Luka Doncic even mentioned Caitlin Clark during his media session. He called himself a big fan of hers and said he watches a lot of her games. He also mentioned that he would love to see her play live someday. Hearing one of the NBA's biggest stars talk about Caitlin Clark like that shows just how much influence she has in the sports world right now. Fans online were just as excited. The comment sections were full of energy and support. People were saying things like, "Drop the photos, GOAT. You look like a natural photographer." And, "This is going to be fire." The excitement was real, and it showed how much fans enjoy seeing different sides of Clark's personality outside of basketball. Of course, not everyone was happy about it. Whenever Caitlin Clark does something new, there's always a small group of people online who try to criticize it. Some people claimed she was only there for attention. Others said she wasn't a real photographer. But those arguments didn't really make much sense. The Pacers invited her, gave her official credentials, and allowed her to work alongside the professional media team. If trusted her enough to represent them in that role, that already says a lot. And the photos themselves were solid proof. Anyone can look them up online and see that they were legitimate courtside shots taken with professional equipment. These weren't random pictures from a phone camera. They were high-quality sports photographs. The bigger question people kept asking was why everything Caitlin Clark does becomes such a huge story. The answer is actually pretty simple. It becomes a big deal because she is Caitlin Clark. She has become one of the most interesting and talked about athletes in the sports world. Whether she's playing basketball, appearing at events, or even experimenting with photography, people pay attention. Her recent success has also played a big role in that attention. Earlier this year, she returned from injury and competed with Team USA at the FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament. Even though it was her debut with the senior team, she quickly became one of the most impactful players in the tournament. She led the event in assists and was one of the top scorers for the team. By the end of the tournament, she had been named the MVP, which was an incredible achievement so early in her international career. At the same time, the WNBA recently finalized a new collective bargaining agreement that significantly improved player salaries. Clark's projected salary for the upcoming season increased dramatically because of the new deal. So in the span of just a few weeks, she managed to recover from injury, dominate an international tournament, secure a higher salary for the future, and then go viral again for photographing one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Clark also captured a photo of Tyrese Haliburton sitting on the bench during the game. Haliburton has been recovering from a serious Achilles injury, and earlier in the season he revealed that he and Caitlin Clark had been working out together during their rehabilitation periods. Even moments like this show why Caitlin Clark continues to dominate conversations across the basketball world. Whether she's lighting up the scoreboard, representing Team USA, or casually stepping behind a camera at an NBA game, she somehow turns every appearance into a viral moment. Fans are fascinated because it feels like she's constantly adding new layers to her story. One week she's leading tournaments and collecting awards, and the next week she's capturing professional quality photos of legends like LeBron James at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That combination of talent, confidence, and unpredictability is exactly why the spotlight keeps following her everywhere she goes. Whether people love her or criticize her, one thing is undeniable: Caitlin Clark has become one of the most talked about athletes in the entire sports world right now. Fire basketball camera with flash. What makes Clark's story so compelling is that it rarely follows the traditional script of a professional athlete. Most players stick strictly to their sport, focusing only on games, practice, and media appearances. Clark, however, seems to move effortlessly between different spaces within the sports world. One moment she is the centerpiece of a sold-out arena, draining deep three-pointers and orchestrating plays with the precision of a veteran point guard. The next moment she is exploring a completely different side of sports culture, standing on the baseline with a professional camera in her hands. It is not something fans are used to seeing from a star athlete, which is exactly why the moment felt so fresh and entertaining. The scene itself added to the uniqueness of the situation. Inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the energy was already electric as the hometown Indiana Pacers prepared to face the visiting Los Angeles Lakers. The arena was packed with fans hoping to watch one of the most recognizable names in basketball, LeBron James, lead his team on the road. Cameras flashed, announcers buzzed with excitement,